Oh, just having a quick stretch before getting things started. With the way my work schedule looks, it's a little bit tough to actually get where I can start streaming at 2 on a consistent basis on Fridays. I'm thinking I actually really like the idea of not having a stream or anything else that I'm having to do on Saturdays. So I'm thinking of pushing the start time to 3 instead. So just moving it forward an hour for future weeks. Of course, obviously I'm not doing that today because I'm here right now, but we'll see. Anyway, so odd jobs, it looks like there's 3 levels. Obviously I should start at the lowest level and then just see what I'm looking at afterward. Voice acting, I see. Alright. So as I was saying, I'm probably, maybe starting next week, I'll push the start time to 3 and make it 3 to 5. Well, 3 to 5 in my time zone, which is an hour after the times that it's been lately. If that's not going to be just impossible to get anyone who wants to watch. Although it doesn't seem like it should, since that's mostly, well, it's at least halfway overlapping the time that I'm already here. So, okay. I guess I'll go ahead and start. So these are by Larry Merck. Bethro has exterminated every dungeon in the kingdom. He enters Sergeant Tark's odd job agency in search of work. Okay. One harmonica. Welcome to the job agency.
Welcome to Sergeant Tark's odd job agency. What can I do you for?
Well, I'm looking for a job.
Then you came to the right place, soldier. What's your name?
Please help me.
What is that
Got any
voice?
experience, Butkin?
Yeah, I'm an exterminator.
Huh? You're the guy who cleaned out the king's dungeon, aren't you?
Yep,
As a matter of fact, you've exterminated just about every dungeon, cellar, basement, what have you, in the entire kingdom, haven't you?
that's why I'm here.
No more critters to slice up, so you came to Sergeant Tark's to find some work. I don't know that I can find you any exterminating, Mr. Butkin. Let's see here. You can clean out a harmonica.
A harmonica?
You do know what a harmonica is, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to play the doggone tootin' thing. Sounds like a kid got some junk stuck in his harmonica. Just clean it out and get back here on the double.
What is this voice with like sound effects that we're using for this noise with sound, this voice with sound effects for Bethro.
Why should I care about you? Okay, go ahead then. That was the secret? I should kill you myself.
Well, I see a lone orb. I'm like, what does this do? Okay. Shut off the assembly line at the wait, what? How do I start the harmonica cleaning? Oh, it's to the left. It's to the right. Okay. Durr. Okay, so here's the harmonica, I guess. And it's full of roaches queens, I guess. So should I come back and do this level on the higher difficulties, or should I continue this hold?
This has to be the biggest harmonica I've ever seen.
I guess I'll go through this hold and then come back to the things later. Anyway, big harmonica, eh? Okay, second level, widget factory.
I've got another job for you, Mr. Butkin. There's a problem at the widget factory. You do know what a widget is, right, Butkin?
No, I don't. What is a widget anyway?
Bumpkin, that's not important now. What is important is that the assembly line has gone berserk. The thing is cranking out widgets non-stop.
What
Yeah, that's a
do I
good
have
idea.
to do?
Get to the back of the factory and shut the doggone assembling thing down. Just don't go swinging your sword around and bust up any expensive equipment. Knock on the factory door and an employee will let you in.
Alright, I'll go ahead and finish Novice and then probably just take a look at what things look like on the...
You got a job at the widget factory?
Got it.
I guess Half doesn't get a voice actor in this. Well, not another voice actor, anyway. You just specifically told me not to swing my sword around, but I'm doing that anyway.
The widgets aren't going to stop, so I'm just gonna have to make a run for it. Not bad, eh?
Perfect.
Fine job in the widget factory, Mr. Butkin. Even with that big sword, you didn't ruin any machinery.
Oh, I just meant that they hadn't made any, like, scripted voice acting. Like, Half didn't say anything in that introductory, bit. Also, I haven't talked to him after cleaning the harmonica.
Good job cleaning out the harmonica, Mr. Butkin. It looks like you do know your way around a musical instrument after all.
Okay. Remove a pebble from Granny's right shoe.
Butkin, I'm glad you're here. Granny's got a little problem. Seems she's got a nasty little pebble caught in her right shoe.
And she can't get it out herself?
If she could, she wouldn't have called us now, would she, Butkin? Get moving, mister, and don't let Granny down.
Oh, I wish I had known about this before making Dalek's Pepper. This would have totally got some mentions.
These tunnels should help.
I would guess so. I mean, these are really quite easy rooms as it is. First place tie. How did I do that? Surely that wasn't optimal. I just ran around. How did I optimize this room?
These tunnels should help.
I just did what I would naturally do. How did I optimize that?
Granny sure appreciates you fixing her right shoe. She forgot to thank you, which is just as well, since she was already running late for her Alzheimer's meeting.
What? Okay. I guess that's true. Exterminate a Wraithwing in the Joneses' attic. So this is extermination work.
You're not gonna believe this, Butkin.
You all out of jobs?
No.
You're gonna pay me a bonus?
No!
You're gonna get a new hairdo?
No!
I thought you'd caught every rodent in the kingdom, but it looks like there's one left.
I sure hope it's a roach. I love the way roaches pop when you stab them.
There's a Wraithling hiding in the Joneses' attic. You can stab it, slice it, dice it. I don't care. Just get going and don't make too much of a mess.
Okay. Oh. This is great. Looks to me like I need to grow mud.
Might as well clean up this mud, too.
Alright, I've got him stuck in the corner for now. I guess actually I should keep one of the mud gutters close to the east end of the room here. Hang on a sec. We really do not want that mud. making any babies. There we go. That's better. Alright, I think that's what we want. Ish. Okay, I should start this room a bit
Might as
differently.
well clean up this mud, too.
Alright, so let's put you here. Oh, that's not right. Put you here. I might be overthinking this. But I don't think I want to let a mud baby grow. So it's a question of when can I get away with running off to the west. I guess I could wait and do that after the Wraithwing is set to leave. Okay, let it grow once more. Then just make a mad dash to kill the other two. Yeah, okay. That was simple. There we go. Exits this way. 46th place. Hooray.
Well done, Butkin. The Jones called to thank you for being so neat. That is, other than the wings you left stuck to the ceiling.
Miss Gerla's pipe is leaking. Shut the water off.
Butkin, you know anything about pipes?
They carry water?
That's right. And pipes have seals to keep from leaking, right?
I guess so.
That's right. And what happens when you lose those seals?
The pipe leaks?
That's right. Now where was I? You made me lose my train of thought, Butkin.
Leaking pipes.
Right. Miss Gerla has a leaking pipe. We don't have any seals, so just shut the doggone leaking thing off any way you can. Right? Right.
Okay.
So, here's where the seals poop. Well, at least this seal isn't broken.
Clear.
Okay.
You're quite the plumber, Butkin. Miss Gerla can get a new set of pipes installed now.
Okay. Allison is lost. Walk her home.
Butkin, it's a good thing you got here when you did. We have a red alert situation here. Poor little Allison is lost, so you'll have to bring her home.
Okay, I'll go right away.
Nice gal. She loves to play around. You know how little kids just like to play.
Sure.
She probably went to a playground and rode that doggone spinning thing that gets you all dizzy.
Sergeant?
Or maybe she wandered off to the zoo and she's watching the hairy monkeys as they...
Sergeant Clark?
Huh?
I'm gonna get going now.
Okay. Alright then. Mimic. I guess the mimic goes here.
Will you help me, mister?
I'll get you home, Allison.
How much longer till we get home, mister?
Just a little while, kid.
Thanks, mister.
No problem, Allison.
Allison was a mimic the whole time? Okay. What I find kind of fascinating is that all of Beathro's lines are written like they seem like lines that could be spoken with Beathro's voice, but instead they're being spoken in this weird sound-affected voice.
Good going, Butkin. Allison's mom sent a box of chocolates to thank you. I ate most of them, but you can have what's left.
Okay. Sure. Harvest apples from an apple tree.
Butkin, you're here just in time for the harvest. Go down to the orchard and see if you can help them out.
Can I eat any apples?
Sure. You can even do whatever you want with the roaches that infest the orchard.
Good. I love splattering roaches.
Okay. I guess the brains are the apples in this metaphor.
Yum. I love apples. Yup. Oh, wow. I could eat apples all day. Time to kill those rat queens.
Twenty-sixth place. Not horrible.
The apple harvest was mighty successful. The fellas at the orchard never saw a guy eat so many apples.
Okay. I guess they're okay with that. I just noticed my chat was a little bit far down. Alright, get a snake out of the garden.
Butkin, you've read the Bible, right?
The whole thing?
You know the part about Adam and Eve?
Oh yeah, they were the first people on Earth.
I don't
and they
think the
fell in
Bible-
love, and
The part about the Garden of Eden.
oh yeah, there was this yummy apple that Adam wanted to eat, but the apple was rotten or something.
Look, the point is there was a snake in the garden. A conniving, deadly snake. Just get the slithering thing out of Mrs. Floren's garden.
Okay then. I'm not sure, but I don't think the existence of the Bible is canon to the 8th.
Nice
Just a guess.
garden. I wonder where the snake is. Nice garden. Nice garden. I wonder where the snake is.
Nice, what looks like wallpaper of flowers over there.
Ah, there the snake is.
Snakes don't read scrolls.
There's no better snake than a dead snake.
Snakes refuse to read scrolls. That's why they won't move over them, I guess. You see, blue rattlesnakes and adders decided to become literate and learn to read scrolls so they can walk over them. Oh, it's Granny again.
Butkin, you remember getting that pebble out of Granny's right shoe? Well, of course you remember. That was one of those rhetorical type questions.
Mm-hmm.
Would you believe she got the same darn pebble stuck in her left shoe? Don't answer that. That was another rhetorical type question.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just stand there, Butkin. Go help Granny.
Ooh-hoo. Anyway, I guess you could say that the other shoe has dropped.
she'll take care of Granny's problem.
Third place. Not terrible. I wasn't sure how to start very optimally, but didn't go too badly. Let's chop up several enormous ice blocks.
Buttkin, I hope you're feeling strong today. We got some huge ice blocks to dispose of. You're going to have to chop them to bits with your sword.
Won't the ice melt on its own?
Not in this king's lifetime, Buttkin. These are enormous ice blocks. You can use explosives to destroy any remaining ice chips.
Explosives. I like.
I will note the existence of one error here. Won't the ice melt on its own should be ITS, not IT''S. Anyway. I see. So do I actually need to do anything besides light the fuse at the end here? It doesn't look like I do. I mean, there's not a tar mother or anything. There's like one area where I might want to... Oops. Anyway.
These ice blocks really are enormous.
This looks like the only place where I really need to cut anything to be sure that babies don't spawn. Because it looks like I can just light the fuse and win, right? Yeah. Heck, I didn't even need to do as much as I did because I can just light that second fuse to kill the... Yeah, I can just gather the remaining tar babies in here. Looks like there's plenty of time to gather them. This might be slower, though. So tar is both ice and water? I'm confused.
Nice job chopping up the ice, Buttkin. Maybe next time we could go a little lighter on the explosives.
Pick a flower.
Buttkin, I've got a flower for you to pick.
No, I'm not going to pick any flowers.
It's a very pretty flower.
No way! Picking flowers is for sissies.
It is poisonous.
In that case, where is it?
What kind of response is that? It is poisonous. Where is it then? Like, okay.
Well, it is a pretty flower, but I'm still gonna chop it to bits.
That's less picking and more killing.
Like that, little flower.
Oh well. I can just imagine how this room shape can be abused in the harder difficulties. I mean, just look at all these trapdoor behind places. Alrighty then. I guess I picked it by stabbing its eyes.
I've never seen anyone chop a flower into so many pieces. Any way you get the job done is fine with me.
Okay, so the job was to get rid of the flower, not to pick it, and give it to some... Oh, whatever. Collect a lobster.
Buttkin, you like seafood, right?
Yes, sir. Very tasty. Do you have a fish sandwich for me to eat?
No, Buttkin, I don't have a fish sandwich for you to eat. Fisherman Jack is feeling sick today, so he needs someone to check on his lobster trap.
Sounds easy enough.
Well, getting the lobster should be easy enough. The problem is getting out of the trap.
Yeah, that could be a problem.
Jack says he leaves some kind of key in the trap. If used properly, it should help you get out of the trap.
Great. He couldn't just use a normal latch.
Okay.
Now, get out of this trap! I like lobster tails dipped in melted butter. I like lobster bisque. I like lobster salad.
He's gonna keep declaring.
I like lobster casserole. I like lobster pasta. I love lobster burgers. I just don't like lobster traps.
Okay. Are you done declaring your culinary preferences? I didn't realize he was gonna keep going that long. Okay.
It's about time you got back, Buttkin. I thought you were going to be in that lobster trap all day.
Oh, I'm in tears. Miss Gerla's new pipe with a valve lock is leaking. Oh boy, another pipe.
Buttkin, you do remember Miss Gerla, right?
She had the leaking pipe, Sergeant.
That's right. She installed a whole new pipe with a valve lock. Can you guess what happened?
The seal's broke and the pipe is leaking.
That's right. You're going to have to hit the valve unlock switch first, then you'll be able to shut the doggone dripping thing off.
Gotcha, Sarge.
Okay.
I've got to get all the way to that valve release. The seal's broke in the same place as last time. Now the valve is unlocked.
Easy enough. Did he say anything else that I missed? No, okay. Didn't interrupt himself. I guess that's not actually a thing, but whatever.
Miss Gerla says she's going to start using her old well again. She says she hasn't ever had a bucket spring a leak on her.
Scuba diving. Okay.
Buttkin, I have a very important job for you. My best client needs you to recover some sunken treasures for him.
You mean underwater?
That's what I mean. I've got this scuba outfit for you to wear.
But I don't know how to scuba dive.
It's simple, Buttkin. You just have to know 3 things.
Great. What are they?
First, there are 5 treasures. Don't come back here till you have all 5 treasures.
Okay.
Second, watch out for the fish.
Sure.
Finally, keep an eye on your regulator. If too many air bubbles form in your regulator, well, let's just say it wouldn't be a good thing.
Great.
Okay. So what's the regulator here? I don't know. I guess it must be that thing over on the right with the tar motor.
It go down here. A starfish.
A starfish? Is that really a treasure?
A treasure chest.
One of these things is significantly less valuable than all the others. Just saying. I guess that eye was to say, watch the regulator. Like your eye is on the regulator. That's kind of clever. Did I missed one. Darn it. Hey, get down, get up here.
My client would like to pay you a huge reward for recovering the sunken treasures. However, he's quite stingy, so he just says thanks.
I don't know I'm vaguely familiar with what Clannad is, but I don't know how it's a related joke. Oh, I guess another child is lost.
We've got another red alert situation, Butkin!
What? Did Allison get lost again?
No, this time little Xena is lost.
Okay, I'll get right on it.
I knew Xena's dad back when we were in the King's Guard. He was a good enough man, but he lacked discipline.
Sir?
I'd bark out an order to do something, and he'd just ignore me.
Sergeant?
It was just like he was daydreaming, up in his own little world.
Sergeant Clark?
Huh?
I'm gonna get going now.
Okay. Anyway.
Can you help me, mister?
Sure thing, Xena.
Oh, this is a nightmare of sorts. Alright, I really want to be inside this tar blob before we continue. I guess that might not be possible, though. Oh, hang on, I can just do this all day, till I get to that point.
How much longer, mister?
I'm working on it, Xena.
This is surprisingly effective at just clearing the entire trap doors for
Thanks for
me.
getting me home, mister.
You're welcome, little Xena.
I guess, hold on. Can I just walk into the room facing this way, grab the potion,
Can you
and
help
just
me,
do this
mister?
the entire room?
Thanks, Xena.
This is kind of hilarious.
How much longer, mister?
I'm working on it, Xena.
Thanks for getting me home, mister.
You're welcome, little Xena.
This is a pretty, not, like, interesting. It's a surprisingly interesting hold plus room, I guess is what I'm trying to say. As this sort of just hold plus room goes. It's just like, hey, you can just hold plus.
Xena's mother sent you a lovely box of candy. I'd have saved a lot more for you if I weren't so hungry.
Shut off a swimming pool pump.
Butkin, you like to swim, right?
Nope,
Come on, everybody likes to swim.
not me.
Well, it seems the swimming pool owner has a problem. His water pump has been running non-stop. I need you to turn the doggone pumping thing off.
Why doesn't he just turn it off himself?
It seems the pump is at the far end of the pool. It creates such a strong water flow that no one can get near it. I know you can do it, Butkin.
Great! Did I mention I don't like to swim? Why did they put the pump at the pipe end? The pool fills up as fast as I empty it.
Does it? I seem to be emptying it much faster than it's filling up.
I ever
Oops.
If I ever reach that damn pump. Take that! Take that, you stupid pump! I knew I didn't like swimming.
Did he say anything else that I missed? No?
First you tell me you don't like to swim, then you spend the better half of the day at the pool.
Okay. Alright. So, I appear to have completed all these things. Do, 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 do. It occurs to me you could have prevented needing to do this by just putting all the jobs in the same level. Just put stairs between them and put a blue door after the last, inside the last room. The Journey to Rooted Hold did support multiple entrances because, yeah, there are multiple entrances as it is right now. So, whatever. Save Volcano Island.
Budkin, I didn't want to give you this job till I knew you were up for it. I have an extremely important mission for you.
Okay, what is it?
This is no job for the weak or faint of heart.
Right?
You're going to need strength, courage, endurance, intelligence.
Right?
Thousands of lives are depending on your success.
All right already. I got the point. So what is this dire assignment?
You must save Volcano Island.
What's the problem?
The sun is scorching hot. People die from heat exhaustion if they go outside.
No problem. I'll take care of the sun.
What?
Back in a minute, Sarge.
They have another problem.
Yeah?
The ocean tide is overwhelming. Every day the tidal waters flood the island. They sweep animals and people out to sea with no chance of return.
All right then. I'll take care of the flooding water also. I'll be back in a little while, Sarge.
Hang on, Budkin. I haven't told you the real problem yet.
The real problem?
Yes, I'm afraid the real problem is the volcano. The volcano is constantly erupting, spewing deadly lava over the island.
What exactly am I supposed to do with a deadly lava-spewing volcano?
Beathrow, you just
Budkin,
said, I'll take
I'm
care of
afraid
the
you're going to have to
sun.
go inside the volcano. If you don't happen to make it back, is there anyone you want me to forward your pay to?
Grr, I'll be back.
I'll take care of the sun, but I can't handle a volcano. What? Okay. Let's see. I guess I should start going after the tide. Like, I'll take care of the sun and the tide, which are both literal forces of nature, but I can't handle a volcano. Oh no. There's no black gate here. I can just, oh. Let's not get ourselves trapped, eh? I can just waltz in.
Tidal flooding.
Now, would it be better? I think I would rather waltz in and take care of the volcano before doing the trapdoors. How is Beathrow achieving this view? Like, as if he's flying around through the sky here.
More volcano eruption. That wasn't so tough. Who am I kidding? That was ridiculous. Why am I talking to myself?
Ridiculous? Ridiculous is spelled R-I-D, not ridiculous. Oh well.
That takes care of the sun.
That takes care of the sun.
Budkin, I must congratulate you. I wasn't sure you'd make it back alive. You made me proud, soldier.
Well, sir, I'm not really a soldier.
When my men go out there and give their 100%, well, it just brings tears to my eyes.
Sergeant, I'm just an exterminator.
Butkin, you can fight by my side any day.
I'd be honored to, Sergeant Buck.
Oh. Okay. Let's take a look at medium then. I assume the voices are
Welcome
the
to
same.
Sergeant Tark's Odd Job Agency. What can I do you for?
Well, I'm looking for a job.
Then you came to the right place, soldier. What's your name?
Okay, it's the same vocals. I'm gonna... Alright, so the deal with the harmonica is slightly more queens exist. Alright. All I really have to do is clean out the pipe that I'm in, that I'm coming toward, and then dodge south to make room for... Yeah. Pretty simple.
I know there was a better way to do this. This has to be the biggest harmonica I've ever seen.
I'm not sure what he means about a better way to do this, because that worked just fine. Oh well.
Good job cleaning out the harmonica, Mr. Butkin. It looks like you do know your way around a musical instrument after all.
I guess if I ran all the way to the right and went all the way down the far right shaft, then all the other queens would bunch up toward the top left. Maybe that's what it's talking about. Anyway, shut off the assembly line at the widget factory.
I've got another job for you, Mr. Butkin. There's a problem in the widget
Hey, here's a mimic to put somewhere, I guess.
You got a job at the widget?
I guess I have to face west.
Hello?
It's a bit
You got a
rude.
job at the widget factory? Hello? You got a job at the widget factory?
Well, this is a long wait. Oh, wait. What is going on with this? Hold on.
Hello? You got a job at the widget factory?
Oh, I see. I'm racing Half here. I'm not... Okay. I got confused. Well, I have no choice but to wait here, so I'm not really sure, like, when I was supposed to have room or time to deal with that. Well, this'll open the door for me anyway. Oh, wait. What a bizarre design.
Hello? You got a job at the widget factory?
So I guess I am supposed to wait around? Really weird. Okay. Well, at least it's not the half timer that I thought it was at first.
The widgets aren't going to stop, so I'm just gonna have to make a run for it.
A little bit, yeah.
Not bad, eh?
There we go.
I can't.
There we go. Okay. Wasn't too hard.
Fine job in the widget.
Alright, let's see what Granny's
Buttkin,
right
I'm
shoe
glad
looks
you're
like.
here. Granny's got a little
Ah, it's a queen now. Which isn't really substantially different.
Please, tunnels should help.
As far as I can tell, there is definitely no way to not have the queen spawn throughout this room, right? Like, that's more than 30 tiles she's got to go through in the first place. There we go. I'll admit that feels a little bit like trying to knock a rock out of your shoe. Alright, the Wraithwing. Ah,
I might as well clean up this mud, too.
well, having done what I just did, the rest of this room is identical to what I already did before. Since I'm not really planning to do every single room, I'm gonna go ahead and move on for now. Alright, the leaky pipe is slightly longer.
Where the seals poop. At least this seal isn't broken.
Hmm. Okay.
So, here's where the seals poop.
I guess I should be doing something like this. I don't know.
At least this seal. At least this seal isn't broken.
I guess that's not quite good enough. So what I need to do is, I guess, sort of semi-clear this and... Make that spawn some babies, perhaps? Yeah, I want something like that, I think. Preferably. There we go, that's survivable. Now, I would really like those to stay where they are. Well, I can handle a one-tile problem, so maybe that's good enough? Well, not quite. Hang on. I really need... There we go. That's what I sort of kind of what I wanted. Let's see. There we go. That's what I want.
This seal is broken.
I'm guessing that seal is broken if you play the final version or something. Oh, come on. So what is the requirement here anyway? I guess I need them to go to the right and then stop off here and like flood that area? Or something like that? Hmm. I mean, as long as I'm in this center area, I can keep spawning tar babies until I flood that whole area if I need to. This feels really inefficient, though. Oh, I thought the Jones meant like the people whose last name is Jones. Like the Joneses, like keeping up with. Like the Jones family. Maybe I misread it though. Or misheard something. Maybe that's enough of a flood to keep it from doing something dumb. Looks like it is. Okay then.
This seal is broken.
Maybe that was excessive, but I knew it would work. Maybe? I would say it like Jones's. There would be an apostrophe after it.
You're quite the plumber, Budkin.
Alright, let's look what Allison looks like in this one. Okay, this is the same thing, it's just a longer path.
Will you help me, mister?
Oh, wrong end.
Will you help me, mister?
Wait.
Will you help me? Will you?
Okay, I see what I'm doing.
Will you help me,
There we go.
mister?
Yeah, this is not really substantially different. I can see exactly how to solve this, but it's kind of tedious, so I'll move on for now. I expect there to be at least one room in the medium that I won't be able to solve, which is why I'm not bothering to try to get the ones that I know I can solve but don't find that interesting. Alright, so the difference is more roach queens. And probably also more brains. I do like how several of these, this is the second time, including the harmonica, where someone has commented on there being so many or so big of a thing, which is actually bigger on higher difficulties. Like, there's more apples here, and I know that the sergeant's line after this says they've never seen someone eat so many apples.
I could eat apples all day.
I think the lobster will probably have like some roach queens or something out on the edges. That would be my guess as to how to make the room I saw in novice version eat tougher. These are a bit like easy way, hard way, harder way, hardest way, medium with a touch of difficult, awkward, easy, sideways way. I completely forgot what the joke there was. Anyway. Okay. I can see how this goes. Let's move on. If I have one complaint about the constant design of the assignment rooms, it's that I have to go a long way around to go north or west or east
Butkin, you
and to
read
come
the
back
Bible,
from
right?
that same direction.
The whole thing?
You know the part about...
Nice garden. I wonder where this nice garden. I wonder where the snake is.
Looks like I need to push a queen into the snake. I guess I need her to spawn here. Okay.
Nice garden. I wonder where the snake is.
I'm very confused. Shouldn't I be... So if I do this, she could... Why doesn't the queen spawn? Why is the queen not spawning on turn 30 when I walk into her site? That doesn't make any sense. Oh well. I don't really see how else I can do this. I guess I could just leave her there and have her, I don't know, spawn roaches here? No, this doesn't make much sense.
Nice garden. I wonder where the snake is.
Well, if I push her this way, then I guess I could try to have her spawn there? I don't know. This doesn't make any sense. There's no other way to get her to go due north here but to have her spawn. And I have to either have her spawn... Well, no. Even if she spawns while standing on a force arrow, that still puts roaches where I can't reach them. So there's no way to get the queen where I need to get her without her spawning. And apparently there's no way to make her spawn? That doesn't make any sense.
Nice. Nice garden. Nice.
I mean, I guess I can do this, whatever this is meaningful to. I don't think this is very meaningful to do, though. Yeah, how is this supposed to work? There is no way to make this queen spawn. Like once the queen is on the outer edge, there's no way to pull her so that she's 2 tiles in and can spawn. There is absolutely no way to do that. And I don't have space to just push her for 30 turns either. So I don't see any way for this to work, ever.
Ah, there the snake is. Nice. Nice.
Yeah, I don't know how to do
Nice
this.
start.
I don't see any way for that to be possible. Oh well. Left shoe. Let's see what left shoe is like. It's also Roach Queen. This time there exist trapdoors inside the path for some reason. Okay.
There's no way to get a roach.
There's no way to get a roach? How is there no way to get a roach? I don't get it. There is a way to get a roach. It's by having the queen spawn it. What? Well, he didn't say that. He just said there's no way to get a roach, period. How was I supposed to understand that? Unfortunately, there's also no way to make the queen spawn on that trap door. Like exist on that trap door either. I don't get it. I do not have enough control over the queen's position to ensure that she's trying to spawn directly on one of these trapdoors. Nope. Like, this kind of thing doesn't really work unless it just gives it to you. I can do the first one because the room is designed so that you can just get there. But there's no, like... It takes me 4 turns to get back to where I was before, which is too many turns to control when the queen is going to spawn. Like, I need better than within 4 turns control. guess you can sort of get that by, like, waiting in a very weird way. There's still kind of a weird, even-numbered parodiness to it, though. What? I thought it was there on turn 30. There.
Let you take care of Granny's problem.
Okay, then. Enormous ice blocks. He said something about going easier on the explosives, quote-unquote, next time. Looks like I have to get rid of all of the tar in this room. Oh boy.
These ice blocks really are enormous.
This is the most efficient I can possibly be with cutting them. Like, I have to get past this black door, which means that I can't just stand here when the explosion happens. Like, I have to clear all of the tar. I don't have any other option here. And I'm reading a timer over there. I don't get it. How is this supposed to be possible? I can't move to the east unless I've cut all of the tar. Unless that's actually not a timer, even though it looks like one. How weird. I guess I can't exactly see how that's supposed to function as a timer.
These ice blocks.
It's just really weird to me that, chopping every single bit of this tar is completely necessary. That just doesn't seem like normal design, because it's 100% busy work. I'll just put him somewhere the explosions happen. What do I need the mimic for? I can't ignore the tar babies as I cut the tar, except for like the last 5 or 6. Because otherwise they'll just kill me. So, if I have to do this before the tar...
It looks like I'm a little...
This makes absolutely no sense. There is no way for me to cut all of this tar in that length of time. There is absolutely no way to do that. And I can't not cut all of the tar because there's a black door in the way. So as far as I can tell, this version of this room is completely impossible.
Well, it is a pretty flower, but I'm still gonna chop it to bits. Take that, you flower. Wait, but I'm still gonna chop it to bits.
I still have the tar babies to deal with. I can't just leave them alone. They'll kill me otherwise. That doesn't work. There. That makes this room effectively solved, just with some annoyance to go.
Take that, you flower.
I don't know, I think nightmarish hordes have just always been part of Larry Merrick's signature. Sure seems like it anyway. Okay then. Well, that was doable-ish. Basically one of those rooms that, that felt like it was basically one of those rooms that you solve in the first, like, 60 or 100 turns, and then you spend about 1,000 turns waiting around for the rest of it to finish.
Budkin, you like seafood, right?
Yes, sir. Very tasty. Do you have a fish sandwich for me to eat?
No, Budkin, I don't have a fish.
Uh-huh. Yep. As I guessed, those tar mothers no longer have fuses blocking them off.
That's the lobster. Now, get out of this trap.
So I have to do some of this.
I like lobster tails dipped in melted butter. I like lobster tails dipped in melted butter.
This room is just sort of tedious a little bit, I would say. I think this room qualifies for Tedium Award. Like, yeah, there exists
I like lobster bisque.
there exists some kind of horde that I'm having to deal with that gets progressively easier, but because of the structure of the room, I'm having to mostly
lobster salad.
I'm mostly having to just tediously walk a mimic all the way around the border of the room, which isn't really a lot of fun to do. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt whatever it is you like this time, Mr. Wonky-voiced Beethrow, but I have a tedious room to complete, you know.
I like lobster pot pie. I love lobster burgers.
Ooh. I can't even imitate the sound he made with the word love.
I just don't like lobster crabs.
I imagine that what the hard version of this does is make the horde actually threatening for most of the room, instead of it just being mildly tedious. Ah. Sheesh. Okay then. Well, that happened. Okay, the pipe with the valve lock. I have a guess as to what it's going to look like. Yeah. Make a very long, tedious path through all of the same sort of thing I did before, and then push a button, and then go all the way back up. I don't want to do that. Let's look at the scuba diving one. Alright. Yeah.
The second bubble formed in the regulator. Ooh, that's not good. A diamond ring.
He didn't say that before. What? Are the lines here different? I'm confused.
Buckin, I have a very important job for you.
All he says is if too many bubbles form. So what? There can't be but one bubble at the entire time? That just seems ridiculous. Really tedious. And dumb. Why would you ever do this?
A diamond ring.
So I have to walk all the way back to the entrance every time it's a 30th turn. Why? It just seems painful. How am I supposed to ever get the last of this? Like, there's no way I can get to the other end of that in 30 turns. I can't even get all the way down here in 30 turns. Like, what? I can't even get all the way down to where the pile of gold is in 30 turns, much less prevent another tar baby from appearing in the regulator in that length of time. Like, there's no way. That's not doable.
A treasure chest.
There are literally not enough turns.
The second bubble formed.
I mean, maybe, sure, but it's also really annoying, gameplay-wise. Like, maybe if it were slightly farther to the south that the stupid tar baby was being formed, it might be okay, but I just hate this. I don't want to try to do any more. Alright, let's look at what Xena's room looks like. Okay. I don't know even what the difference is yet.
Can you help me, mister?
Okay, there's a place where I can't just do this. Alright.
Can you help me, mister? Can you help me, mister?
I guess it's mostly a matter of seeing where I need to stop doing this and how to do that. How to avoid it. Beethro just happened to make a sound exactly as I
Thanks
made
for
a
getting me
mistake.
home, mister.
Kind of weird. But yeah, this is at least a more substantial version of the idea from the previous version, from the Novice edition. It's essentially, you're still going back and forth on that diagonal, but you have to figure out when and how to stop going diagonal so that you can move horizontally or vertically in particular parts, I guess. Okay, swimming pool pump. Let's see what this looks like in medium. I guess the pool is bigger. Yeah.
Why did they put the pump in the basement?
And of course it's exactly long enough that I can't just charge through. Lovely. Have fun clearing a ton of tar, guy. Hooray. Giant, massive tar to clear. With babies harassing you from both sides. I don't even know how to start doing this one. I guess I could do the north and south edges first, because then I don't have two tar babies coming after me. Just one. Yeah, I can see how this goes. You do the north, you do the south, and then you're then you do the middle, and it's all really tedious and long. Let's look at expert. Put odd jobs behind us.
Welcome to Sergeant Tark's Odd Job Agency. What can I do you for?
Well, I'm looking for a job.
Then you came to the right...
Okay, yeah, harmonica. Let's try the quote-unquote easy way, which doesn't
This
work.
has to be the biggest...
Yeah, this doesn't work because, well, it only sort of works. There are too many roaches.
This has to be the biggest...
I guess some of the queens can come through, though. This at least is going a little bit favorably for toward what I was trying to achieve. No, we don't want to do that. There we go. Now I can push this last queen north and only deal with the roaches afterward, maybe. Maybe not. There we go. Alright, I can at least do the harmonica in the expert set. That's not too bad. I anticipate the widget factory being a complete nightmare, and it is. What is different even?
Hello? You got a job at...
I can't quite tell what's different. I guess maybe it's just that there are going to be more widgets around. More tar babies, except it doesn't even look like that's the case. Oh, there's an inexplicable mimic over on the... No, I put that there. What am I talking about? Let's see. This still does the same thing. That does the same thing. There's just more tar babies, I guess. It seems like that's the only substantial difference. Alright, let's look at the right shoe pedal looking thing. Okay. Seems to be... Seems like the main difference is a lack of corners now. Which corners are somewhat helpful, but they're kind of not the main thing that makes it possible to pull a roach out while shoving the queen around. Since he commented specifically that the tunnel should help, I really thought that the final version would remove the tunnels and somehow make that work. But apparently not. It is not what we decided to go for. I'm gonna let the queen spawn something behind herself so that she won't be able to run off. Yeah. Then get rid of all these excess roaches. Oh, great. fine. We'll just gradually spawn roaches behind her every time until she decides to stop being annoying. There we go. Not too difficult, just slightly irritating.
Granny sure appreciates you fixing her right shoe.
Alright, so I have a guess that this is just going to remove most or all of the fuses around the Mud Mothers. Yeah,
I
sort
might
of.
as well clean up this mud, too.
It doesn't look like this should be meaningfully different to solve, though, with the way that I did it the first time being a certain way. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Let's see, we want to pull the Wraithwing up a couple tiles.
I might as well clean up this mud, too.
Okay. Right, so let it spawn one more time. Then go kill the mothers. Huh. I guess I could leave him there while the mothers spawn once more. Kill them and then pull him up. Push him up. I don't know. That doesn't seem like it'll work, does it? Not sure how this is supposed to go then. Oh well. Moving on. Pipe. Pipe. No. That's a complete nightmare and I'm not touching it. Allison is lost. Will it be exactly the same solution again? Ugh. Yep. Do the same thing, but even longer than last time.
Will you help me, mister?
Ouch!
Will you help me, mister? Will you help me, mister?
I'll get you, old Allison.
home, mister?
I didn't figure out the Wraithwing room. This room, however, is extremely easy. It just takes forever. This room really hasn't ramped up in difficulty at all since the first version. It's just become longer and more tedious.
Thanks, Mr.
No problem, Allison.
That was a thing. Not really difficult at all, just took a while to do the exact same thing we did before.
Good going, Budkin.
Anyway, harvest apples. Yep. Looks like there's just the same number of queens spawning more roaches and otherwise maybe more apples. You know, from the map it just looks sort of like a firework burst. You know, all the squiggles going out along the way there. Get the snake out. Maybe this one will be possible for some.
Nice garden. I wonder where the snake is.
This is the exact same problem I had before, but slightly differently shaped. Okay. Left shoe. Probably going to look painful. Oh yeah, there's less trapdoors. Have fun. I can sort of imagine how a solution to that might look, but I certainly don't feel like trying to achieve it. This doesn't look very different from the last one. This looks about the same as before. Maybe there's more tar, I don't know.
Well,
I guess here the tar stuff starts farther out. Yep. So next week's, which will probably start an hour later than this week's, be the first to start an hour later, I think. Next week's will be number 100. This doesn't even look any different. This looks like the same room. What the heck? I guess maybe the... What even is the difference here? It's the exact same tedious looking room. What did we change? I guess maybe some of those places where I see one thing, there are now two? I don't know.
lobster! Now, get out of this trap! I like.
So what, the orb is placed where you literally can't solve the room? That doesn't make any sense. There's no way to bring a tar baby anywhere near where those orbs are. And there's no way to place the mimic somewhere else first either, because most of these walls are yellow doors that are open until you push the second orb. So I don't really see how that's supposed to work. Oh well. Again, it looks like something where you solve it first and then it becomes really tedious afterward. It's just the exact same tedium as the previous difficulty. Doubtful? There's not really much in the way of options in that room. So is this the exact same nonsense again, except that now, like, there are more tar babies being spawned? That would be my guess as to what I'm looking at. Anyway. Okay. What does Xena's Lost look like now? Okay. A Nightmare of Arrow Traps. That's cool. Bye. The swimming pool must probably encompass the entire room now.
Why did they put...
I guess it's mostly just wider. We just made the center area wider. So you do the same busy work of clearing out the north and south sections first, and then you just have to contend with a wider central pool, I guess. I would say I've probably seen enough of Oddjobs at this point. I am a little bit curious what the taking care of the sun room looks like, but there's no way I'm going through any of the more tedious or ones that I couldn't possibly figure out. Anyway. Could be. So that's the Oddjobs series. I kind of want to keep playing, so I'm gonna say it's fine if this goes over a bit. I want to try this next one, Odyssey, also by Larry Merck. Set sail as Odysseus in his epic journey from Troy to his home in Ithaca, based on Homer's Odyssey. From epic poem to video game custom levels. That's a jump. By Lightfoot. I thought it said it was by Larry Merck. Didn't it say it was by Larry Merck? Odysseus leaves Troy to begin his journey back to his wife Penelope in Ithaca. When Odysseus sets sail, he encounters his first obstacle, Poseidon with his trident. That's a period, okay. Unleashes a swarm of serpents. His very first hold, eh? Already putting in a nightmare of snakes. Admittedly not too tough of a nightmare, but still. This is a neat little washing machine motion. Alright. Odysseus must forge 2 mighty swords and a shield. No doubt there will be many creatures to fight. Although there is little room for Odysseus to work, it is amazing what wondrous things can be produced with ingenuity. Okay. So it looks to me like we have to clear some trapdoors. Yep. I guess it doesn't really look like it matters which one I do first, so I'll just do the left sword first. Also, we're gonna have fun pushing all the orbs at once, I guess. How do I... I'm wondering if maybe I need to do this one here. No, that won't work. Let's see. No. Sure seems like I should do something like this in order to have space to bump west. Yeah, that's it. This is what we need for the second sword. The question is whether or not I have screwed myself by taking the wrong mimic for the swords, and I need one of the mimics I already used for the shield. But I guess we'll see. Oh yeah, that might have occurred to me sooner, perhaps. Well, yeah, I knew the force arrows prevented the mimics. I mean, you need the trapdoor gate to open, so I was focusing entirely on achieving that by getting all three of the items. I wasn't thinking too hard about the rest. Let's see, I think I should go up, around, and then down, and then up. Probably. Yeah. Simple from here. The rest is identical to a sword. Movement. Okay. Odysseus is now armed with swords and a shield. Just remember that a little brain power is as important as all one's bravery and brawn. Okay. Poseidon has struck Odysseus' ship a mighty blow. She is tilted back and about to sink. More important is the fact that the ship is being overrun by ravenous creatures. Odysseus must put an end to this scourge immediately. Also, I see a horrible force arrow maze upcoming. That's going to be fun. Overall, pretty straightforward queen bunching strategy works here. Yeah, this... well, I don't know. It's listed under Journey to Rooted Hold, but seemingly everything... I don't remember for sure. Odysseus' ship next encountered. Wait, didn't it sink? Wasn't it sinking? Oh well. Next encounters the sea nymph Circe, whose magic songs distract mariners to their. That's not right. That's not right. No, the sirens are the ones whose magical songs distract mariners to their doom. Circe was like a witch who liked Odysseus or something? But whatever. Countless experienced seagoers have crushed their vessels on rocks while Circe's enchanting tunes ring in their minds. No, that's not Circe. That's the sirens. That's literally... That's what the word siren that we use for, like, the noisy thing for dangerous alerts. That's where that word comes from, as far as I can tell. Yeah. Come on, get your lore right. If you're gonna make me sit through if you're gonna make me sit through a force arrow maze, at least get the lore leading up to it right. You can't hear my intense staring at the screen. What a pain. There we go. I did see it. I semi-read what you wrote, but I was also kind of seeing it myself. Is this the same maze but upside down? That would be kind of nice. I mean, it would still be mean in some ways, but you wouldn't really have to solve the same maze twice that way. I guess I should try to read this backwards. There. Alright then. The Circe siren. Yeah. Finally Odysseus reaches land. Unfortunately, Calypso holds Odysseus captive on her island. Odysseus must escape from Calypso. Okay. So this is literally just don't choose to enter a dead end, I guess. Although Odysseus is able to make it to the Bech, he cannot escape the island without a vessel. Zeus calls on Hermes to travel to Calypso's island and free Odysseus. Now Hermes will have to brave Poseidon's treacherous seas. Can't Hermes fly? Isn't like the winged boots thing that he flies? That his whole thing? I may misremember. Or it may depend on which interpretation of the given information that we use. Maybe. Well, I've kind of learned to associate super speed also with being able to run on water, because so many different media choose to use that, choose to interpret them that way. So maybe that's what it is. I guess I have to painstakingly open the way one tile at a time to not die. There we go. That's it. So is this going to be the hold-in stairs? Probably not. Middle of journey. I guess there's going to be start of journey, middle of journey, end of journey? Hermes reaches Calypso's island and orders her to release Odysseus. Calypso reluctantly readies a raft and releases Odysseus. Back in the mighty seas teeming with bloodthirsty serpents on a mere raft, Odysseus must apply all his bravery and cunning to survive. Have some more snakes, in other words. Arbitrary, surrounded room, but with snakes. What a pain. Possibly. God, what a pain. And of course they have to be brain too. They can't just leave me alone a little bit. Yeah, great. like I sure hope you find the exact magic sequence I found when I built this room, when I tested this room. Otherwise, you're gonna have a fun time wandering around randomly until it happens. Ah. There, no more brain for you. Brainedness, no more brains. There. Yeesh. Thoroughly worn out from his last venture on the high seas, Odysseus washes up on the shores of an unfamiliar land. Here Odysseus encounters the most hideous monster. The Cyclops is a giant mutant with one huge eye in the middle of his forehead. And then Odysseus tricked him by telling him his name was Nobdi, which somehow sounds like nobody, I guess. There we go. I'm pretty sure this happened before Circe, though. I guess I could be wrong. There we go. That's the easy way. Only by defeating the gruesome Cyclops will Odysseus be able to continue on his journey home. But he didn't defeat... I mean, I guess you can consider tricking someone defeating them, but it's more like he blinded him and tricked him than anything else. Actually, hang on. I thought Poseidon was angry at Odysseus because he killed because he was bad toward the Cyclops. Why is Poseidon attacking him before that? Like, the whole reason why Poseidon is after Odysseus in the first place is because he made the Cyclops, he, like, messed with the Cyclops, who was then, like, prayed to Poseidon and was like, hey, I hate you. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to prevent your journey home and stuff. Isn't that how that went? I mean, it's been a long time, but I'm pretty sure that, like, Poseidon's entire motivation for... Oh, this is such a pain. Where should I even start from? I have no idea how to start this. Yet again, this is, I sure hope you know what magic sequence the architect found, because otherwise have fun figuring out where you're supposed to start from. Have fun listening to loud hums all the time. Yeah, this view is not helpful. That's really close to being ideal, but not quite there. is this supposed to work? Like, no matter where I hit the orb, there are eyes either too close or in too many places around me to kill. And there's no way to use the orb to block enough of them to be useful. Like, if I just didn't have to move to kill these 3 eyes, then I would be perfectly fine. Trying to walk around the west side, though, always results in too many eyes finding me. Like this. Now I'm surrounded. The problem is I need somewhere I can hit the orb and then stand still and not wake any more eyes while killing off the ones that I've woken. But that's not an option because of the way the eyes are set up. Basically, if I'm hitting it from the south and going west, I might as well have hit it from the west in the first place because those eyes are awake now. There. That's it. That's what I needed to do. Goodness. Now we can methodically clear everything else out, I guess. There we go. Okay, well, that was a thing. After such a perilous journey, Odysseus finally returns to Ithaca to find his home overrun by suitors. Odysseus must vanquish all the suitors of his wife to restore order to his household and save his wife Penelope. Where are the suitors? You mean these queens, which are female? What? I had in mind to try and trap one or more of the queens up against the exit of their zone. I'm not sure that's actually possible to do. I might be thinking too fancy. Yeah, no, that works. Maybe pushing queens out in general would be a good idea here. Or at least trying to, anyway. One queen down, hooray. The rest of them a little bit more bunched up at least. Try and get that top left queen out of her box. Just like, yeah, here's a giant horde to deal with. Have fun. There. Queen out of box. Yeah. This is potentially bad. Maybe I can salvage it though. Steadily cleaning them out. There, one less queen. I may have to push the queens out of that pocket again, but get rid of the southeast ones first. Ah, what a massive pain. At least it's the only room in the end of the journey. You conquered Odyssey. The great hero Odysseus has proven his mettle on the epic journey home from Troy to Ithaca. Only with such a brave heart, courageous soul, and cunning would anyone complete this heroic adventure. Congratulations. Yeah, it's King Dugan's dungeon based, apparently. Oh, well, that was an experience. I think I spent the last, like, 15 minutes on that last room. Oh, well. I guess next time will be number 100. For now, thank you for watching. I have some cooking to get done. Have a good weekend. I'm going to try to remember to update in the thread and on the Twitch description thing that Alphabet Stream starts at 3 instead of 2, which I'm pretty sure will work out much better with the work schedule that I got this semester. But anyway, farewell for now. Yeah, you too.